can't play music or share play for some dumb reason though.
Where did I put my phone?
Oh.
Where did I put my phone? Don't you follow me? I will end you. Don't fucking run away from me. Anyways, without any more memes, where is my phone? Hold on a minute. Fernando, I can't find my phone.
Yeah, I'm already fighting the boss.
I'll be there as soon as I can. I just need to find my phone at the moment. Hold on.
Ow. Oh, you dick. Oh, damn. Oh my gosh. Let me heal, you asshole. What do you want, you son of a bitch? Should have blasted me, man. Oh, you're gonna actually go down, huh? What?
Found it.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh, I can see the boss from up down here.
Thanks for the help, Daniel.
Oh, no problem. Yep, the mic sounds pretty good. Okay. I'm a-coming! As fast as my tiny little legs can carry me. Fuck off, you tree. I gotta go help my friend. Oh no! It's the roster of enemies he left behind. No!
That was stupid. That couldn't have been timed any more perfectly.
I guess that's kind of what I deserve. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it
Ow.
shoots lasers.
Uh-oh. Ow. Bitch. You big old butterfly bitch.
Ow.
Yeah, for anyone watching, the only real reason why I started streaming at a weird time, I do have work later tonight, but I started streaming because I wanted to test out my new headset. And to see if this would work.
Daniel, come and hit it.
I am hitting it. I've been hitting it.
Look where it is now.
You're right, it's taking a break because it's tired of your shit. Oh.
My shit? You're the one who's been shooting it. I've
Yeah,
just
but
been
you're the
dodging the
one.
whole damn time because I can't hit it.
You're the one she's preoccupied with.
Oh yeah? And you're the one who's been shooting her. Only time I can hit her is when she's on the ground. Why are we calling it a she? It's just a thing. Dumb, ugly thing.
I just think of it like dinosaur equivalent of movies where there isn't any males, there's always females of a monster or of a creature.
Nah. This thing's just a monster. Calling it a she means it can reproduce. I don't think this thing can reproduce.
Maybe.
Daniel, there's a reason why we call something a she. Because it has reproductive organs.
Oh, here it comes.
Now get ready to hit it. Because now we have to hit this thing. Oof, threw a grenade at me. Another grenade! Ah, you bitch! Damn, I thought he was gonna head down. No! You're not careful though. Daniel, come on, help me.
Straight up.
How y'all doing in Dark Souls today?
We're doing good.
What?
Y'all kicking ass and taking names?
Yep.
That's good, that's good. Hey, did y'all playing the original Dark Souls, right? Not Dark Souls 2. Cause some of those bosses, I get confused. Like, you can go get some of these OP-ass weapons crafted from certain bosses and shit.
Yes, you can do that in all the games.
Do y'all both have, are y'all like doing the same thing, or y'all trying different shit out?
You mean same class? Or
So
different
same
class?
build, yeah, same build, same setup.
No, we're all doing something different.
Unless we're trying to go for a certain theme, we pretty much stick to our own builds.
So what's your build, Fernando?
Well, for this run, I'm doing pure dexterity and strength build.
Okay. And what about you?
And I'm doing a pure vitality and endurance build.
So this boss is going to be pretty tough.
Fernando, you want to come help me with my butterfly now?
Do y'all have any high DPS builds?
Not at the moment.
Well, DPS is you usually get with a combination of strength, dexterity, and vitality helps out because you can help you with over encumberment of certain weapons that weigh a ton, but they do a lot of damage.
Do any of these tie into magical abilities as well?
Magic, they're all magic in Dark Souls. You can be a normal sorcerer, which is basically a typical mage. You can be a cleric, which focuses on miracles. They can use lightning. They can use healing spells, and they can use certain spells that will grant them the ability to push others away from them, or teleport back to a bond. Yeah, it's called force. And a sorcerer can shoot stuff like they can shoot soul arrows. They can shoot You can do a bunch of stuff that's made for them. There's a certain spell that only sorcerers can use called it's called free fall something, and it basically lets you make so you can't take fall damage from non-lethal falls.
Wow. Now the lightning damage.
Then there's
Can you use lightning to like heal, or
no lightning. Lightning is for people that are clerics, for people that focus on faith, because there are different stats that focus on different types of magic. So if you're focused on being a cleric, you need to have high faith, and if you're focused on being a sorcerer, you have to focus on having high intelligence.
Are there any like hybrid builds that some of these classes can run?
Yeah, I ran my first character. I ran a heavy weapons, heavy armor, and a heavy faith build. I was using lightning and as well as using a giant dragon axe. But it's better just to run a single build, because trying to run a mixed build doesn't really work that well. Especially if you're fighting someone in PvP or you're getting invaded by someone that's using a specialized build.
That's focused on doing one thing. I see. Now
that's why it's better. You're better off teaming up with someone that has a specialized build as well.
So like, there's no synergy. Like, you couldn't run a hybrid build and have it like, you know.
There are certain, well, yes and no, because there are certain rings that you can wear that only increase sorceries, and then there are certain things you can equip that increase how much faith you can have, how fast you can cast. One stat that affects all types of magic is dexterity, and having high dexterity makes it so you can cast spells faster. So
now,
if you're
speaking of these rings, is there a ring or a rare ring that can increase the percentage of dexterity?
There's all different kinds of rings. There's rings that will make it so that you don't lose anything when you die. There's rings that boost your attack or your defense if your HP is low. There's all kinds of different rings for all kinds of different situations. But in this game, you can only have 2 ring slots, while in Dark Souls 3 you can have 4 ring slots.
Wow. So this one is more of a challenge.
This and Demon Souls, yeah.
That's interesting. Man, I may look into getting that game.
This game, I recommend playing Dark Souls 3. To be honest with you, it'd be something that you could probably get into much quicker. This game requires a lot of patience. I think this game has a lot of hard areas compared to Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 3, there's a lot of mediocre to somewhat hard areas. I know there's definitely ridiculously hard areas in that game, but nowhere near as many as this game. This game has a ridiculous amount of hard areas. There's Blight Town, there's the fucking, there's the underground area after you kill the ceaseless discharge. There's a shit ton of Capra demons in the lava areas. There's a ton of, there's a forest that's full of not toad people, mushroom people that do ridiculous amounts of damage no matter how much resistance you have. There's Sen's Keep, which is literally a place that's full of traps and snake people everywhere, and it's a hot spot for invasion, so you can get fucked over by another player if they invade you and they come looking for your ass so they can kill you.
Wow. Now, is there a good grinding spot for XP if you're strong enough?
Well, I just glitch, because that's what a lot of people do. You can just cheese it and just glitch a bunch of souls for yourself. As soon as you get a boss, as soon as you get a boss soul, there's a certain glitch. I mean, this is how it was in the original Dark Souls, except now it's a lot harder to duplicate souls, like it was in the original. But you can still do it, but it requires frame perfect timing. That's what I used to get a bunch of souls.
Wow. So how do you go about doing it?
I have no problem. Look it up. Just look it up. Just look up Dark Souls Remastered duplication glitch. It has not been patched yet.
They probably won't patch it because of the difficulty of the game.
Well, no, they're just lazy. It'd be really easy to patch something like this.
Well, I
All
mean, what
Fernando, can you
do you
make
think
your
it
way
would
to the
just?
bonfire and put your subtone down for me so we can time number?
I'm going, Daniel. Give me a second. Let me just use my homeward bone.
Do you think that it would dissuade people
I would.
from?
All I'm telling you is I recommend getting Dark Souls 3, the remastered.
Okay. Well, I mean, I I I feel like I'm a patient person. I think I could do it.
I don't. I just because the reason I'm telling you, Jarrell, is there's a lot of hidden mechanics that you don't quite understand that are in this game in particular, unlike every other Souls game that's been out. Remaster is the only game in the Souls series that uses a weapon matchmaking system. So basically, what it means is that the way you queue with other people, including friends, is that if you pick up any weapon that has a higher plus stat, or it's a weapon that your friends don't have, and it's of a much higher tier in the soul level range, you will not be able to queue up with them in online matchmaking and play co-op with them.
So I mean, I understand that. Same
That's
thing
why
on STO. You have to reach a certain level before you could go into the
it's not
player
like
versus.
it's not. This is the only game where it's like that. I know.
Hmm?
If you want a good co-op experience, I recommend Dark Souls 3. I heavily recommend Dark Souls 3. Because Dark Souls 3 has no penalties on who you can summon.
Oh, okay.
Remastered does. There's a lot of things in Remastered that affect matchmaking. So if you pick up any unique weapons, you don't even have to equip them. As soon as you just pick them up, the game automatically queues up that weapon you just picked up with its matchmaking system and who you can get invaded by and who you can co-op with. So people that you know are the same soul level as you, you cannot queue up with them. Simply put, because you picked up a weapon that they don't have yet, so you can't queue up with them.
Whoa, oh, shit.
Let me tell you things that don't matter in this game for matchmaking. Soul level doesn't matter. Picking certain covenants doesn't matter. What else? What else doesn't matter? Having sinned doesn't matter. Oh god, you're probably just gonna ask me what does it mean to be sinned? Well, in Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls, having a sin placed on yourself basically means killing an NPC, performing certain actions like killing Guinevere in Anor Londo and turning all of Anor Londo dark. Certain stuff like that will put a sin on your player, and you'll basically get invaded by people that put in a predicament on your name. The only way to get rid of a sin is to go to this guy over after you kill the gargoyles, and he'll basically absolve you of your sins if you've sinned. The only other way to absolve your sins in this game, other than giving that guy souls to absolve them, is to get killed off by another player that has a hit out on you. So yeah,
there's a lot of unforgivable sins.
There's only one permanent way to get a PvE sin. There's if you kill it's Guinevere. Yeah, if you kill Guinevere, you'll have a permanent PvE sin in Anor Londo. So basically, once you kill Guinevere, you'll be constantly invaded by members of the Dark Light Moon Covenant. Basically, players that are part of the Covenant, they'll try to kill you forever. As long as you already have a humanity and you're human in that area, they'll just always try to invade you and try to take you out.
Damn.
Forever. Yeah, it'll stop though once you kill Gwendolyn. So yeah, you're basically and all of that entire area just turns dark, and all of the enemies just change into more tougher versions of the enemies you fought before. So I recommend only killing off Guinevere as soon as you have your stats and your weapons ready to get invaded.
So basically, when you're a PvP god, go ahead and kill her off, man.
No, this game is a combination of co-op There's the arena. I don't know if you realize this, but the Souls games have arenas where you can do PvP with people, and there are fight
Yeah.
clubs. There are fight clubs that people start where basically there's a certain open area where someone will put down a grave watcher sign or not a grave watcher servant sign. People can just join that in and just do you know fight just do fights with each other. You can have up to like what 8 people fighting each other, and you can even do like duels in arena mode with people. It's been this way since I think Demon Souls. If you want PvP, you can do that. If you want to just fuck someone's day over and troll them and take their shit, you can just be an invader and join the Dark Wraith Covenant and just go join other people's worlds and just try to kill them and take their humanities from them.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, they even give you an item just for that. There's an item called the Dark Hand, in which you join the Dark Wraith Covenant, which basically lets you steal humanities from players by... There's this item called the Dark Hand, which lets you just grab another player and drain humanities from them. And
So
starting
how
amount
do
of...
they protect the new players? Because if I was a member
There's
of
no-
that covenant, I
there's
would
no-
stalk them. Like new
There's
people.
no... In this game, the only way to protect you, to have, I guess, backup... Because in Dark Souls 2, you can get backup. There's a covenant designed just for that in Dark Souls 3. That's what I'm telling you, but to get it. But in this game, the only way to protect yourself from people that are trying to kill your ass and troll you is to have friends of your own or out troll them by bringing them to hotspot areas that you can easily just gank them, or not gank them, juke them out and try to see if you can, knock them off cliffs or something like that. Yeah, either that or just get good at the game and just, watch what they're doing, anticipate, parry, shield right, watch what loadouts they're carrying, especially dark magic loadouts. Those can insta-kill people.
Wow. Is it a risk to running that particular loadout? Does it make you more susceptible to...
You basically, yeah, you're sort of a glass cannon if you're running a dark magic build, because if you're running a dark magic build, what you usually see is someone wearing low protective armor, but here's the thing though, Jarrell, you really don't need armor in this game technically, because you can just keep dodging forever, because those people also probably run high endurance with their dark magic builds,
For that reason.
so they can just keep rolling away forever. Because they're not going to get close to you, they're just going to stay at a distance and put orbiters around themselves that automatically track you and follow you and, do damage to you.
Yeah,
And then they have this like shotgun magic skill, which pretty much what it sounds like. It just shoots a bunch of dark magic soul arrows at you that shoot in a shotgun-like pattern. They can shoot a bunch of them at you, and they're really difficult to dodge by rolling. So if you get hit by even one, you just instantly die. There are very few ways to counter those, unless you try rolling into it and getting into their space where they don't have time to cast. You just keep wailing on them. Other than that, though, yeah, this game, yeah, you can rage pretty quickly. Just from people invading you and trying to get your stuff done, because you can get invaded at any time if you're in a playable area that invasions can happen. Like if you're in a dungeon, or if you're in a labyrinth or any area where there's a boss in that area, you can get invaded, and you can get killed on your way to the boss. You can get killed just being AFK. You get invaded. Because it's actually really quiet. The only way you'll tell if you've been invaded is it'll pop up in the middle of your screen and say you've been invaded, but it's silent.
Wow.
So if you get invaded, you better be watching your screen.
I see.
Yep. And you won't know where your invader is unless you somehow found their spawn point and they spawn right on top of you.
Wait, what just happened?
Did you put your sign down? Oh, actually, I didn't put my sign down myself. How am I doing?
I know, I was waiting all the time, I'm just like, come on, you can multitask, I know you can, where's your sign?
Anyways, Jarrell, that's what I'm telling you. I recommend playing Dark Souls 3. That game, I honestly think they did a lot better with that game, because the action's quick. Because in this game, a lot of actions you do in this game are, they look fluid enough, but it still looks kind of stiff when you're attacking most weapons. A lot of people play this game just for the nostalgia, because even though this is the original Dark Souls, this is the game that, you know, pretty much start up the series. You know, I know Demon Souls is a thing, but this is really the game where people just, you know, this is where the series pretty much started.
Yeah.
But Dark Souls 3, man, that game just improves on every aspect. This game, if I was gonna give this game any other name, I would give this game Backstab Remastered.
Ah. So
because backstabs. No. Let me tell you why backstabs are broken in this game. The reason they're broken in this game is because as soon as you get behind someone's back and press R1, you automatically are guaranteed a backstab. You don't, like, if you're the person getting backstabbed, you can't roll away because you're already in the animation. It puts you in an animation of getting backstabbed and you can't get away from it. So you just, you know, if someone gets behind your back, you're pretty much screwed.
You're fucked.
In Dark Souls 3, your character, if you try to backstab something, you'll be in the animation, but you won't be doing the backstab immediately. It has to actually proc. So someone has to stay still for like a second or a half second to get the, you know, to get backstabbed. But in that time, you can actually roll away from the backstab. So it's not cheap. So in this game, backstab is a blessing and a curse. Because if someone gets behind you and there's like a bad connection, you'll get backstabbed from the front. From your perspective, it looks like you got backstabbed from the front.
Damn.
That's why I'm telling you, you probably get Dark Souls 3. That game's a lot more fair.
Well, I know y'all be having some rage days.
And I'm not saying this game isn't fair. There's a lot of reasons why you can end up dying because you're not prepared, you're being cocky, a lot of things that can get you getting killed in this game, but yeah,
how many times have you been killed thus far?
By the game or just by people?
People.
People? Oh, this game it's most of the time it's in bullshit. I've been backstabbed from the front so many times, and sometimes I've rolled, like I was in mid-roll and someone backstabbed me. Because on their side they had the range, they got the animation. Because as soon as you get in the animation, you get pulled into it and you just get backstabbed regardless.
That's fucked up.
Well, in Dark Souls 3, that's what I'm telling you. In Dark Souls 3, if you can't get pulled into an animation because you need to stay still for it. That's why you can just easily roll away in that game and not get backstabbed. The only way you can get backstabbed in that game is if you're using a heavy weapon and you get still, because when you telegraph your attacks and you get stuck there, there's some lag every time you're using, like, let's say you're using a longsword, right? And you attack with it, there's some like hit lag. Like as soon as it hits the ground, you're stuck there for like a second before you can pick up your sword and swing again. So someone can get behind you in that time and backstab you. But in this game, it doesn't matter. You can have like the fastest way. You can have like a dagger in your hands. You swing like crazy at someone, and they just do a little turnaround on you and get on your back, and you're done. There are people that make builds that are specialized for backstabbing, where as soon as they get the backstab, it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 or more health, you're done.
One hit KO backstab build. Y'all should build that.
Well, not everything in this game has a backstab. There are a lot of enemies in this game that require you to do just frontal hits.
Where'd you go, Fernando?
Backstab builds really only work for PvP or invasions.
Oh shit.
So there are no bosses that are vulnerable to backstab?
Oh, there are. The last boss actually, you can parry and backstab.
Fernando, where'd you go?
I'm gonna help you fight the butterfly boss, aren't I?
Yeah, are you already at the door?
Give me a second. I'm heading over. Wait, let me just. Oh god. I'm running over there right now. But yeah, that's why I'm saying I recommend you get the third game. That game's rage a lot less than that game. Because in this game, you get punished for proceeding. Like if you get any progress, like let me tell you how humanities work. In this game, the way you can build up, I guess the amount of progress is by having humanities. And humanities are let's just say humanities are something that lets you do PvP with, or not PvP, lets you do co-op with people.
Okay.
But at the same time, they make you susceptible to being invaded. Because as soon as you eat a humanity, and humanities are shown in the top left of your endurance, your stamina, and your health bar. Shows us as a number how many humanities you have. You can get up to 99 humanities. The only problem is building those up is pretty hard because you can get invaded in a lot of areas. A lot of the playable areas are invasion spots. And let me tell you what humanities do. Humanities basically make you human. They increase your luck stat. They increase your curse resist. And they're basically a currency besides souls. And they also affect how the rate that you can find items. So if you're looking for really rare drops, it's good to have a bunch of humanities on hand. And the problem with that is that as soon as someone kills you, or if you die from anything in this game, you lose all that stuff. Everything you worked for. Like you could say you worked up to, let's say, 50 humanities, and you die once to anything. Let's say you die from a dumb fall. It's all gone. Sorry, buddy. And you lost all your souls too. Too bad. Better go back and grab it. But hold up. If you die again, it's all gone. So if you die once, you have a chance at getting your stuff back if you don't die again. But if you do die again, that stuff's gone forever. So if you work several hours of getting a bunch of humanities and souls, you didn't use them, you end up dying twice. Goodbye to your hours.
And you use them shit quick. Use them while you got them.
No, you can't. No, Jarrell, you don't understand. Humanities are meant to be stacked. They don't go away. You can't put them in like a safe.
And shit. Okay. Well,
you can't. No.
Drops.
They stay. No. You can. Oh no. You can keep humanities as an item, but here's the thing: they don't do anything unless you use them, and they stack into your bar. They have to stay in your bar. The only way they'll prove anything, the only way they'll prove useful to you is if you have them and you've used them. So basically, you basically imagine yourself with a huge stack of cards, and you just have to keep stacking them if you want to, you know, keep your. Let's say you made a gamble. Oh hey, let's say you're gonna earn, let's say $1 million. You got to stack up all these cards. Let's say you stack up like 100 cards. Someone's, you know, turned on a bunch of fans in your room, and they decided to activate a bunch of, let's say, tile tumblers to keep your balance off. You basically have to keep yourself balanced, so if you end up losing all those cards, there goes all your progress, because now you're gonna have to start all over again.
Ow.
It's not like that in Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 3, what replaces humanities in that game is embers, and here's the way embers work. You only have to use one ember at a time. So you can always have, like, let's say 50 embers in your inventory at all times. You don't lose those. You lose one humanity when you die, and your souls, but you don't lose all the embers in your inventory. Unlike in this game, where you have to have your humanities used if you want to have the effect from them. See where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying this game is very high risk and high reward. While Dark Souls 3 is low risk, and high reward. So if you want good drops from enemies, you better have a lot of humanities used and in your meter.
Man, that shit crazy.
That's one of the many factors that can make you rage and just stop playing this game altogether. That's why I'm just recommending you get Dark Souls 3.
Oh,
I'm telling you, before you lose your sanity. I remember me and Q were grinding for humanities. I wasted what, an hour and a half, and I got 10 humanities from playing the same boss. And then you get how I died. I died from a fucking fall because I got pushed by an enemy by a little bit in an area that's full of high drops. You know, high places where I can just easily fall with no you know, cliff guards, or you know, where I cannot fall. So I know where I can just pretty much make a simple mistake and die.
Alright, Fernando, after we fought that butterfly boss, where do we go next?
Well, Daniel in Dark Souls, there's really no determined path. You can go pretty much anywhere, and we can do any boss in any order. But I recommend we go do I recommend we just grind. I recommend we just grind for a while, and then when we're ready, we can go to Blighttown. I recommend us going to Blighttown when we're level 50 or 60.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, let's just grind for a bit, right?
Alright. I'm gonna go give my ember to the guy real quick.
And Jarrell, here's the thing though. I wouldn't know any of this if I didn't suffer myself.
I have a feeling you've suffered a lot.
I think I've lost, what, 60 humanities in my lifetime of playing this game from dumb shit. Think about how many hours it took to... I think more than 3 weeks to get all those humanities stacked up, just so I can lose them to some invader. Oh yeah, remember those dark raids I told you about? They get that dark hand that basically lets them drain humanities.
Yeah.
So this guy, in the Dark Wraith Covenant, if you upgrade your allegiance with the Covenant, you'll get upgrades to your Dark Hand, which basically lets you drain more souls from people for every grab. So you can drain 10 humanities from someone from a single grab. This guy grabbed me 5 times, and before I realized what he did to me, and he left, I looked at my humanities bar and I was like, "What the? I lost my hours! No!"
Rage. Fury. Heartache.
Well, I don't rage, but I was really depressed.
Oh.
He just took all my shit.
No, no. I thought you was about to say I was ready to end my shit. I was like, no, never for a game, Fernando. Never.
No, I said, no, he took my stuff.
Has anybody heard from Will? He never talked to me about what happened.
He hasn't been on. He hasn't been on. I think he's just been busy getting his stuff together on his work.
I understand.
But yeah, Drew, that's just a very short of what Dark Souls Remastered is all about.
I feel you. Damn.
Now, people don't play this game just to beat it. They play this game just for the accomplishment.
And the state of they beat it.
There are people that beat this game with only their fists.
What? That's bullshit.
Nope. Nope. I'm not bullshitting you.
Crazy, dude.
You wanna know there's no achievement for this. They did it just because they could.
I know.
As if this game wasn't hard enough, you know.
That contortion.
There's this one boss in Orlando called Ornstein Smo, and basically you have to fight 2 bosses at the same time. You have to fight these 2 giant dudes. You have to fight this one guy that's really fat. He has heavy armor, and he has this giant hammer. And you have to fight this one knight, this giant knight who has a lance, and he shoots lightning at you. Yeah, you have to fight both of them at the same time. So if you don't have enough, and this guy did it with his fists, so.
I should cry.
I don't know if he did it at soul level 1 though. He might have actually upgraded himself, but you know he did it with just his fists. I can't imagine someone just beating this game though with absolutely no stat upgrades. Because you'd be pretty much doing 1 damage.
Alright, Daniel's back.
And if you get a back
challenge,
and if you get a backstab with your hands, you do 3 damage.
So basically, you have to hit like a ass load of Back punch, kidney shots, basically. Kidney punches.
Well, I'm talking about bosses here, and most bosses can't be backstabbed.
Oh my god.
Let's see what level I'm at right
to the
now.
head.
28, okay.
Oh man. But yeah, this game it's hard as shit, and I really hate it, but I also love it.
Sadist.
No, it's just a love-hate relationship with this game, man. Plus there's a lot of memes in this game and a lot of cool stuff that you can look at. You don't have to play this game just for the stuff like that. You can play this game just for the game itself. That's why some people play in offline mode. There's a lot of lore to this game. And the whole series, because there's a lot of recurring themes in the third game that end up coming back, and references to bosses and characters from this game. Yep. But yeah, me, Q, and Daniel wouldn't mind having a fourth person to play with in Dark Souls 3.
I need to make like how many people can be in a party?
4 in total, counting yourself.
4.
Now,
yeah, 4 in total.
Could you run like an 8-man thing?
Well,
but you communicating with each other, but like on 2 separate teams. Yeah.
Like if you somehow get invaded by 2 people that are also your friends, and you also get invaded by people of another covenant that are just there for that area to protect it once you enter the area, because there are covenants in Dark Souls 3 that are literally made just to protect an area and make it harder for someone that's in that area that's not a part of the covenant. There's a covenant called the Archdeacon Covenant, and basically as soon as you get to this one area where there's a bunch of deacons, you get invaded by this covenant that literally just there to just defend it and just to kill you and keep you out of it. So basically, if you join this covenant, you automatically get summoned into that area. So yes, you can basically have 8 people. You know, filled with certain parameters.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah. And there, okay, and remember that thing you told me is there's a covenant that will actually protect you from invaders? Yes, there is actually. In Dark Souls 3, there's a covenant. There's 2 covenants actually called the Way of Blue and the Blue Sentinels Covenant. Those 2 covenants are literally made just to, protect people from invaders. So basically, yeah. So basically, if you're a part of the Blue Sentinels Covenant and you have the patch already in your inventory and you have it equipped, basically, while you're adventuring along in your game, you'll randomly get summoned into someone's world that got invaded by an enemy player.
You gotta go catch them before they kill them.
Yeah, you gotta go kill the invaders before they kill the host.
And you can take all the invader souls?
No, you get awarded the Covenant's item, and you get awarded an Ember.
Oh.
Yeah, now every Covenant has different benefits to being a part of. There's a covenant called Rosaria's Fingers Covenant, which basically, in that covenant, if you kill an invader or if you invade someone's world and kill someone, you get something called a pale tongue from the person you killed. And basically what you do with those, you take them to Rosaria, and she will basically look at your stats in different spots that you feel will be more appropriate.
Oh.
Yeah, so there are different covenants for different things. Some people are part of a covenant to get the benefits. Some people are part of the covenant just because they like, the look. It's basically, little clubs that you can join. And believe me, there are actually penalties. I know Remastered doesn't have penalties. They remove penalties in the remastered version of Dark Souls, but in the original Dark Souls, if you left a covenant, there were all your benefits that you got from that covenant are automatically revoked. And you actually get a lot of, I think you get a sin if you actually leave the Way of White Covenant and join, let's say, the Chaos Covenant, which is, you know, full of, it's basically a demon covenant. There's also a Dragon Covenant that you can join in this game and in Dark Souls 3.
Oh shit! I'll be joining them.
It's hard to get to
the
it.
Dragon, it's hard to get to it. There's a lot of covenants that are hard to get to. In the to get to the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant, you have to get past this fat guy who basically, if you try to cross the bridge, he'll lower it and end up killing. You know, he'll end up making it so you can't get to the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant because he lowered the bridge, and the lever for the bridge is on the other side where you have to cross to. So basically you have to play through the game and get it in New Game Plus if you want to get the Covenant again. So basically you have to kill that fat guy so that he doesn't lower the bridge.
Is there any way of doing it the first try?
Yeah, just find the guy and kill him, assuming you're prepared. And there are certain requirements for covenants. Like in this game, if you want to join the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant, you have to have a faith. You have to have a faith of 25 or 30, I think. Yeah, no, I think it's 25 or 30. But the thing is, the requirement gets lowered for every time that you beat a boss with someone that's already a member of the Sunlight Covenant. So you can get the requirement reduced down to 5 faith, so you can just join the Covenant immediately after you're done killing a boss, for like, let's say the 5th time with someone who's you know, part of the Covenant already.